Hello and welcome. We're live, Belinda. Welcome to tonight, and I'm so excited to have you here. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on. I'm
That's
looking forward to
okay.
the interview and actually seeing you again.
Yes, I know. Working together and then not seeing you for a little while has been.
Yeah.
I've missed you. It's been nice to catch up for before we've jumped on. So I'll just wait for a little bit. Say hi if you're jumping on. If you are jumping on later and re-watching, #replay and. I am grateful for you to coming on and rewatching any questions that you do ask. I'll come back and answer. So thank you for jumping on. And if you are in one of the groups, make sure you let StreamYard know there's a link below or above that will actually so that we can actually see your comments and because otherwise your face will come up as unknown. So please interact and ask any questions of Belinda that you feel you would like to ask. So I just wanted Belinda's come on because Belinda and I worked together as for 12 weeks a couple of months ago, and really wanted to share Belinda's experience. And Belinda, you've been such a huge inspiration to me, and it's been awesome to actually go on the journey with you. And I asked you to come on to share that experience because I know your story will really resonate with a lot of, a lot of other women and inspire other women to go on the journey, and some women can feel very stuck and not feel that there's any hope and hope and light at the end of the tunnel. And you are a huge inspiration to show that actually there is that light at the end of the tunnel. So if you are jumping on, please say hello. Hey Kat, how you going? I'd love you to just introduce yourself, Belinda, and just tell us a bit about what you do and where you're based and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I'm Belinda, or as people know me as Belle. That's what I prefer to be called. I generally only get Belinda if I was in trouble from my parents or by a school teacher. My background, I grew up in rural Victoria, moved to Melbourne or the suburbs, met my ex-husband there. So started off a bit happier in the early days and then turned into a mentally abusive marriage for 17 years. And then I finally found the courage to leave and took a good 4.5 years to rebuild me because I was completely broken. And then from there, I medicated myself through that marriage with food. Food was my drug of choice. Had I probably gone and seen medical help, I believe I would have been put on antidepressants. But being the stubborn mule that I am, thought I'd soldier on through it and, head down. And as I said, food was my drug of choice, and I medicated myself with food to the point where I became overweight, unhealthy. Self-worth was below because of the mental abuse, as well as me not feeling great about myself. And then, as I said, took 4.5 years to rebuild me, and then COVID hit. So trying to stay mentally happy for not just me, but for my children, started to take its toll, especially living down here in Melbourne, as we were the most locked down state. So it kind of got to, I think, nearly the end of lockdown, where it was a mental breaking point for me. I was overwhelmed, exhausted, tired, still emotionally eating, put on a little bit of weight. I'd also put on a little bit of weight back because I'd had surgery as well for a hysterectomy. And then, I'm like, I need help. And help is not something I'm good at asking for. As you know, it's the big H word that a lot of us fear. I was more of a, yes, I can help you. Yes, I can do this. Yes, I can, I help others. But for me, asking for help for me is a really huge deal. And then I reached out to you because I was at the point where I needed help, where I thought I'll be sitting in a corner rocking because, with everything that had snowballed, things that I thought I'd dealt with were kind of only a little bit dealt with. And then, like I said, COVID happened. So that was another mental strain, not just for me, but I know for many people.
Yeah, absolutely. And you said that reaching out for help was, a big thing for you. How were you feeling when you did, you came through one of my, a kind of recommendation, but then through one of my, posts and ad that I did and, got on the call. How were you feeling throughout that, process of actually stepping up and asking for help?
There was about 10 times in my head, I'm like, I'm just going to cancel. I'm just going to cancel. I'll be okay in a few weeks. Or my typical thing, I'll hide away from the world and, it'll all disappear, and I'd get grumpy for a few days and I'd literally stop doing everything besides feed my children.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go to gym for those few days. I wouldn't, want to socially interact. I just I wanted the world to swallow me up whole and then spit me out again in those few days. But honestly, there was about 10 times I thought, I'm just going to cancel with Kate. I'll be all right. I'll be all right. And then I'm like, no, just see what she has to say, see what it's all about, have a chat and see where you go from there. And it honestly is the best decision I've made for me.
Yeah. Because you do so much for other people, don't you? And that was something we had to work throughout that journey we went on too, wasn't it? That you needed to fill your love cup along that way.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, cool. And, you've touched on a little bit of before us, starting to work together, but can you just kind of describe a little bit more about what were you experiencing at that time for the people that have just kind of jumped on before you start, just before you started the program? You said you were not going to the gym, you were feeling, feeling like you were really at a not a great point at that time. Is there anything else you wanted to kind of add there before you actually started the journey?
I think for me, just there was so much clutter in my life, like still some clutter I was dragging from the past and the marriage that I'd just come from. Clutter with trying to fit everything into, not just for me, but for the kids as well. Like I had a daughter go through year 12 last year. So, trying to keep her mentally okay and then making sure my son's okay. Because he goes, Mum, I just want to be in school. So, raising those two on my own, as well as all the stuff that I was trying to, because I'd taken on study as well. Plus, B, can you do this or can you bake this or can you? And I'm just like, yeah. And I'm trying to fit it in. And I'm like, and then I got to the point where I was that emotionally tired, that exhausted, to the point where I just kept saying, oh, well, I've got plenty of time to sleep when I'm dead.
Yeah.
I've got plenty of time to sleep when I'm dead. And I did mention that to you. And then I stopped myself when I did say that, because hang on a minute, I should be living.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, there was just a lot of overwhelm. And always in that, I think I was always I'm so used to being in fight mode to protect myself from what I'd come from. But even though I'd done a lot of healing, I still had that fight mode in me.
Yeah,
without really know how to calm it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And so when we got on that call and we had that first, initial conversation, from memory, we had two. We had the first initial, introduction, and then we went on to, another call. What were you feeling and experiencing at that time when we were talking, on the phone and, exploring what that was going to look like to work together?
Well, after the first call, I thought there's finally someone that can help me that doesn't think I'm crazy. Absolutely crazy. But there was also that fear of being truly vulnerable, because when I do, on the odd occasion, ask for help, that feeling of vulnerability, I'm trying so hard to be truly vulnerable. It's hard. It can be really hard, especially I think when you've come from something that I've come through, where you're always in fight mode, that you're protecting that constantly. Yeah, I was just like but I made sure that I did show up to the sessions and be present like 100%. But yeah, that feeling of, one, she doesn't think I'm crazy, two, she can help me, and three, I'm glad we kind of had a week in between, so I got time to like talk myself into it's okay to be vulnerable.
Yeah, because that was a big thing for you, wasn't it? Being, having that place to be heard and understood and feel safe, that you can be emotional, because we can be told, that, you're emotional. Why are you being so emotional? Stop crying, or whatever, it might be that you can be experiencing. To be shut down all the time is very heavy, isn't it? And demoralizing. So to be able to have that space. Yeah.
And to be that vulnerable with someone who doesn't know me, like I'm okay with my close girlfriends and my inner circle of friends, but to be that like that with a stranger. And then I also came from a childhood where the only time I really heard "I love you" was from grandparents. I didn't hear that from my actual family unit, like mum and dad and all that. And it's toughen up, harden up. What are you crying for? I'll give you something to cry about. So we learn to be tough from a very early age and not show emotion.
Yeah.
But now that I'm an adult, I can see why my father was like that, because he lost his dad when he was 9, around about 9, and he was told by an uncle at his father's funeral, "You're the man of the house now, you can't cry." So it's kind of that thing. He had his own trauma that he hadn't dealt with. So now that I've done what I've done, I can understand that. But that's how I grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's learnt behaviour, isn't it? It's what you've taken on from what your father's experience was, and and was brought down through the generations. So it was really important for you to express that and learn how to do that for your own kids, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm kind of the opposite now, where my kids I always say to them, "I love you," or "You've done great," and I'm more affectionate, and there's more cuddles, and there's more. I've kind of done the opposite to the point where they're like, "Mom," they're kind of old enough now. But yeah, it's just I didn't want my kids to have that same thing. I wanted them to know they could come to me for anything, whether they were angry, sad, happy, frustrated. That it was okay to feel all those kind of things, because I didn't have that. It was you had to be tough.
Yeah, absolutely. No, thank you for sharing that. So, where you started and then, us working together, where are you at now, Belinda? Like, what's about Belle? I keep calling you Belinda. Belle. Where are you at now? And how are you feeling now?
I have a lot. My life is decluttered. Like, I do put things on my schedule, but if I don't get to them, you know what? It's not a big deal. It can wait. It obviously wasn't meant to be there for that day. So I've taken that pressure off myself. I no longer say I'll rest or I'll sleep when I'm dead, because I'm actually living in the moment, and I'm being present. There's been such a healing process, a growth process. I no longer emotionally eat, which was my biggest Achilles heel.
Yeah.
I do occasionally have a pity party for myself, but that's okay too. It's part of being human.
I had a pity party the other day.
I've taken up new things. Like, I've wanted to learn Spanish since I was 12, so I now do a Spanish class for myself, and I've planned my trip over to Europe, which I've been dying to do for a long time now. So that's in the works as well. But just being good to me. And I think one of the biggest healing processes I did with you was writing down 30 things that I loved about me. Because I found it very, for you, wasn't it? I've found it very hard to look in the mirror at myself. But it took me, I think, 8 weeks before I completed that list for you. And I'm glad I didn't rush it, but it was one of the most healing and empowering moments for me.
Yeah.
To write that list. Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember when I read it back to you, and how that, for you to hear that was, that was a really nice experience to share with you, because I think so often we don't look at the things that, the things that are good about us. We're so, it's so harsh on ourselves in looking at the things that aren't good, or we don't like, or, wish we had, better hair, or better, better body, or whatever it is, and it's interesting, just such a powerful thing, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And I think to recognize, to love who you are, like now, like where you're at right now. Like, for me, that was November last year, but my body has carried me through an abusive marriage. It's carried me through being overweight and not feeling good about myself. It's carried me through 2 pregnancies.
Kids,
Some people are longing to have children. I was able to have 2 of them. It's carried me through medical issues to the point where I've had to have a full hysterectomy. It's carrying me through early menopause, you know. So
Yeah.
I have to be thankful that it's gotten me this far. And even though I'm still on my journey to getting fitter and healthier, and it's going to take time, I'm okay with that because my body's friggin' amazing to have gotten me through what it's gotten me through, and I'm still here standing to be able to talk about it.
Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah, I love that. And, you know, to watch you when we first started to where, you know, where you're at now and, you know, towards the end of us working together was just such a, you know, to see your wings. And I think I said that in the posts, like see your wings, or even, you know, the caterpillar, you know, moving into the, you know, butterfly, like you just, your wings started you know, spreading, and how you just started to shine as you started to let go of some of, you know, some of the guilt, some of the shame, some of the, you know, emotional stuff that you had, you know, had going on. And it was just beautiful to watch that, you know, and the conversations that we had towards it, you know, towards the end. Huge inspiration, you know, to what you have gone through, and to you lent in. So you lent in. How, like, what was the experience in some of those sessions that you had with me? What were you experiencing, and how did you
From
feel
the
at those
beginning
times?
to probably when we finished up, at first, total embarrassment the first couple of times that I just cried in front of you because I'm like, this person does not know me, and here I am sobbing, and then the next session in my head, I'm like, I'm not going to cry in front of Kate. I'm not going to cry in front of Kate. And then 2 minutes later, I've got snot and I've got no tissues. I'm like, where's my sleeve? I need to wipe my nose. To then, by the end of our session, I couldn't stop giggling with you and laughing, and, you know, more of my cheeky side came out, and it was just nice to feel worthy, to know that I'm never going to settle for anything less than I deserve, even if that means waiting in all aspects of my life. And to keep doing the things that I'm passionate about. I'm now a qualified ESL teacher, and I've done some coaching myself, and I'm learning Spanish, and it's like this whole world is opening up for me. And I wish I had have put me first when my kids were younger, rather than waiting till they're at this point in their life where I now have one adult child and one child in year 10, for them to see the better version of me. I wish I had done it sooner, even if it was 30 minutes a day out for me.
Yeah, absolutely. But we can't, you know, you can't, you know, backpedal and go back, can you? So it's about, you know, what can you do now to show them all this, you know, isn't it? You know, and there's, you know, a couple of girls are just writing here. Jamila said, great to see you, Belinda. You look incredible, you know, beautiful growth journey. She said that she loved what you'd shared. And then Kat's just said, just beautiful, heartfelt words. Congratulations on how much you have grown through the work you've done with Kate. And Jamila said, yep, crying is part of it, and doing great. Proud of you. So wonderful. So
thank you.
yeah, and I'm proud of you too. Like, you know, the tears, you know, it kind of sometimes, you know, and it might sound really terrible, it's kind of like, yes, you know, she, you know, not that I like to make people cry, but that when someone can cry and feel safe in that environment, there's so much healing in that environment and that space when you're able to do that. And that's what, you know, I was not fussed by you, you know, crying at all, because I just wanted to provide that space for you, because I knew when you leaning into that was you were going to come out the other side feeling so much better. So it was beautiful to hold that space for you. So thank you for trusting in me to do that and provide that space for you. And yes, we had so many laughs, and you know, it was a lot of fun too. So you know, if you're watching in and thinking that it's all about crying and all that kind of stuff, it's not. You know, it's not all about that. It's about fun along the way. And it was really finding who Belle was again, wasn't it? Like, because you had done so much for, you know, the experience you went through with your relationship, and the person you become from that. Like, I loved how you kind of said earlier on in the time, or towards the end, was like, that's who I, you know, that's the journey I've gone on, the person you've become today. And how inspirational you are. Like you wouldn't be that person if you didn't go through those experiences and have the strength to walk out of that as well, and have the strength to go and, you know, you're looking after your kids on your own and all those kind of things. Like that takes resilience and strength and power to actually do that, and then to choose to put yourself first. You know, finally be able to put yourself first, because you've done everything for the kids. It was all about who is Belle, wasn't it? Like along that, you know, when we started, you just didn't really know who you were anymore.
That's right. I didn't know who I was. There was just so much going on in my brain that I just didn't know where to start to unpack it. And it was always about putting the kids first. And then I'm like, but there's a few more years till the next one's an adult. And I'm like, if I don't start putting me first now, then I'm also that little bit older. And how much longer am I going to wait to put me first? And it's taking me, I'll be 43, ladies, in April. It's taking me nearly 43 years to realize that I should have put me first a long time ago. And you are a better friend, a better mother, a better partner, whatever it is. And it's not selfish putting you first. So if you can, you know, recognize that and get the help, or find someone like Kate, who's fabulous, to help you on that journey, then I say do it. It's worth every investment. It's worth yourself. Like I've gotten back my self-worth, my self-confidence. I have, as I discussed with Kate, I've got a completely clean slate, a new chapter to do whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
But from that, I've got better relationships even with my friends now, like my inner circle friends, better relationships with my kids. I've changed jobs twice because I've just kept upskilling, and I've done that. So, yeah, life's just getting better and better, and I'm just grateful for everything every day. Like I always, even the hardest of days, even days I sometimes want to kick the person in front of me in the train because their BO isn't so great, or, you know, something like that. I'm still think of 3 things I could be grateful for in a day that's full of chaos or didn't quite go well to plan. I'm finding that really works for me at the moment.
Yeah, awesome. That's so good. Is there anything else that you'd like to kind of share on that kind of journey that you went on that you think could be beneficial for anyone watching in?
If you need help, like in anything, whether it's food, whether it's dealing with emotional eating, whether it's relationships or getting your self-worth, I feel like I've gotten my self-worth back tenfold. Like I said, it was a really big healing process for me working with you. Like all those boxes that still had stuff on it that weren't dealt with, they've dealt with now. Like, you know, the ex could walk past me in the street. He's like a stranger. Like, I don't even care. Like, none of that stuff bothers me. If I can help just one person find that, okay, I'm worthy and I need help, then this interview is well worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, all I can say is do it for you. Don't wait 43 years to say, hang on a minute, or I'll wait till my kids are this age, or I'll wait till my kids are that age. Your kids or your partner or your animals or whatever it is that you're around will benefit from you putting you first and filling your cup first, as they say. Because I felt like the light at the end of the tunnel isn't actually a great saying, because I felt like I was in the tunnel just, you know, doggy paddling around in a circle for too long.
Yeah.
And then I finally asked for help, and you came along and helped me get to that light. Show me the light.
To the light. Yeah, absolutely. And it's running on empty. Jamila's just saying running on empty is not fun. No, not at all. Hey, Caroline, how you going on? It's when you do the internal work, the external world changes, doesn't it? Whether that be physical, physical, and what comes to you when you're focusing on the things that are important, are important, and finding out how you truly are and who your core being is. That's when the magic happens. And the program that I have and we work on is about the inner work. And it's not about the diets, it's not about the the quick fixes, about the lifestyle change and the do that inner work, and the external world will change, and the weight will go come from that. And you talked about emotional eating, how you don't emotional eat anymore. Wow, how many people have troubles with that? And you know, that's the biggest thing that I like to work on, so that, because we use food, as you said, food was your
drug of choice.
Drug of choice, and it's a good way to say that, because oh, thank you. The drug of choice is that food can be a drug. It's addictive, and you know, especially when it's not foods that are, you know, nutritional for your body, right? So to be able to have that, I don't like to say control, but you've got that choice, more of that choice back of control of going, okay, I'm not going to have that, or I'm going to choose to have that, or not have that, and then not beat yourself up, you know, afterwards is a big thing, isn't it? Because it's, the punishment is worse than the actual food that you're eating. So yeah.
Absolutely. For me, it was having that different relationship with food, because to deal with the pain that I was going through at the time, I'd eat fairly well during the day, but then everyone, when they went to bed, it was the chips, the chocolate, the family box of chocolate, and then there'd be the lollies, and it'd be, you know, hiding all that pain while everyone was asleep. To now I have a great relationship with food, and I eat what nourishes my body. And as I've gotten older, things have changed. So some things don't agree with me like they used to. So I no longer can have a lot of dairy. So I have a bit more plant-based food in my diet now, but that's just come with, you know, the next cycle of my life, and, you know, doing things like that. But then I caught up with girlfriends on the weekend and had 3 profiteroles, because I love custard. I love custody desserts and cheesecake, but I didn't feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
Because I'd been good all day, and I'd been good all week, and I'd, you know, nourished my body. So 3 profiteroles is, you know, that was it.
It's not a big deal. Yeah.
No, so got up the next morning, just got back onto, you know, doing what I normally do with my food. But to alleviate the guilt and to have a better relationship with food is just great. And
priceless, isn't it?
If I need to cry, I'll cry. If I feel angry, I'll angry. If I'm happy, I'm happy. And I don't need to eat myself silly over anything.
Yeah. Such amazing lessons, isn't it? You know, because there was a lot of emotion, and we did the breath work, and we did a few different kind of methods, you know, throughout. So it's just to be able to feel through those emotions, opposed to eating them, is just such a powerful thing, isn't it? Yeah. So cool. So what if someone was, you know, in a situation like you were feeling when you know, first found me, and, you know, it was tough to ask for help. You weren't feeling great weren't feeling great. You were really stuck and, you know, exhausted and really, you know, struggling at that time. What would you say to someone that was, you know, looking for help and, you know, want to find something and invest in themselves?
Just ask for the help. Like, really put you first and ask for the help. Even if, like me, you think 10 times I'm just going to cancel the appointment, but you actually go through with it. Just to make yourself, like I said, I'm almost 43. Make yourself the priority. Don't wait another day. Love where you're at now, and ask for the help, because I don't know anyone who's watching their story or where they've been or where they've come from, but you are where you are for a reason. I haven't, even though lots of has happened to me in my past, I have no regrets whatsoever. Yes, I felt the emotion. Yes, I felt bitter and twisted, and I've done all that, but I have no regrets, because I wouldn't be where I am today, you know, without doing what I've done. Obviously, my journey was supposed to come this way, whether it was the wonky way, the straight way, but, you know, I wouldn't have met you. I wouldn't have the children I have or the friends that I have. So my journey is supposed to continue like this, but reach out for help and make that initial, you know, call to talk to you. I mean, you're very honest. You'll let you know if you can work together or not. It's like, that's what I really loved about Kate, her honesty. And I felt like I could trust her straight away because she was so honest. She'll let you know whether she can or she can't work with you. But yeah, it's one of the best things that I've done. And I should say a very big thank you to you, Kate, because it's just been an actual blessing to have worked with you and to still communicate with you now and chat with you. And hopefully we'll be able to inspire someone else who needs help or just wants to chat, that even if they want to jump on and chat to me at some point.
Absolutely.
You know, just to help. So yeah, definitely, you know, book a chat with Kate and invest in you. It's the most important thing. I can't emphasize it enough.
It's really priceless, isn't it? When seeing what you've, people can be so worried about investing in themselves that they're not, it's too much or whatever. It's not too much to invest in your own health and own wellness and own life, right? And it is priceless when you have the results that you've got, and you lent into all of it. And it's been an absolute pleasure working with you, and what I love when I work with my clients, you become my friends. Like it's it was a pleasure working with you, and seeing you, as I said, coming in where you were, and you were a little broken at that point. Not broken, I don't like to say broken, even though I said broken, but you were needing a little bit of loving and care for yourself, and to see you grow throughout that time and shine, it was you just even it was funny coming to some of the sessions, and you were your face and your everything just kind of really changed from the release, and how much after some of the breathwork sessions, that release that you'd let go of, and as you just look so healthy and happy, and it's just beautiful to watch. So thank you so much for coming on, and hopefully we do inspire one, if it does reach one more person, to know they're good enough, and I believed in you before you even believed in yourself, and and that's what I hopefully someone will allow me to believe in them before they do it in their own self, and that have the faith that they can feel better and not feel that they've got to stay where they are, because a lot of people get used to feeling like shit or feeling terrible or feeling bad about themselves, and that's how life has to always be. And you can be a testament to this. It doesn't have to stay like that, does it?
No, it doesn't. And I've still got brothers and sisters that I really don't get along with who live like that. It's the constant drama. It's the constant shit. It's the constant. They just feel like they're constantly trapped in that cycle. And as Kate knows, I'm kind of the black sheep of my family, where I don't really fit in, and I'm the odd one because I put myself first and don't want to get caught up in everyone else's business. So it's been a big healing process. The heaviness is gone. The real heaviness that was weighing me down has actually disappeared.
That's so amazing, because that was a couple of big things with the family, wasn't it, at Christmas and all that kind of stuff, that you made a choice to do something for you, which was a big decision for you to make, but it was a powerful choice, wasn't it?
Yeah, because I only get invited to Christmas as an afterthought. So I just wrote the letter and said, I'm not coming to a place where I don't feel comfortable or welcome, because I'm not the person that you remember who I was. So if you'd like to get to know me again, you're more than welcome. But I choose not to be in that space. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, that was a big thing for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, because previous years I just make an excuse. Oh, sorry, I can't come, or I can't make it, or I'm like, no more excuses. I'm just telling them exactly how I feel. I'm not the woman that you knew that I was. I'm completely different now. So if you'd like to get to know me again, please, my door's open, but I'm not going to be in this space.
You got your voice. Sorry. You got your voice back, didn't you? That's what I noticed along the way. You were having more different conversations with people. You're having deeper conversations, and, being able to share more vulnerability, with your closest friends, and and also, sharing that with your family too. I think, it was amazing.
Yeah, the vulnerability with my close circle of friends, they were quite shocked that I was, they were shocked that I was needing help, because they saw me as this strong person. They always tease me and go, but you're Superwoman with you got your red cape, and we always see you as a strong one. I said, well, Superwoman's cape gets a little crinkled sometimes too. And I needed some help. Like, they were actually shocked that I was asking for help. And one of my friends goes, well, don't go and go all stupid and start shaving your head and cutting up like Britney Spears. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to go that far. I said, but it was actually, he goes, well, I'm here if you need me. So actually, I think it brought more not just vulnerability, but a more human side to my friendships, and that they
Yeah.
weren't just always the ones coming to me for help and, you know, reassurance and all that kind of stuff, that I'd actually put myself in their hands for a change, which was also scary because I didn't want them to think
absolutely.
I'm a nutbag. But
and isn't that funny that language around, that at that time, like you were thinking, well, what if they, think I'm a nutbag? It's so to feel your emotions and be able to share that with people. You thinking that and a lot of people think this, that, oh, I'm going to be judged. They're going to think I'm, there's something wrong with me, that I'm a nutbag, that I'm crazy, I'm, blah de blah, because not feeling like you can express the emotions, that is negative things. So to be able to show them and show all of you, it really helps other people to then feel more, be able to feel more vulnerable and share all of them too, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And the response I got back was, that we love you and we're here if you need me. It wasn't all these things that
stories
that we make up in our own minds of how people are going to react, when most of the time it's just our map of what they're saying, not what is actually what they're meaning. So
yeah,
it was a good thing. So like I said, my friendships are better, my relationships are better with my kids. Just there's a whole world that's opened up for me this year, and I'm like, I'm going to kick 2022 in the ass, because after 2 years of COVID and 4 years of trying to, heal myself, and then 17 years of a shitty marriage, it's time for me to live again. So
I love that. Kat's just said, yes, getting our voice back is so empowering. It absolutely is. It's super empowering. So I just want to say, Belle, thank you so much for, trusting and believing in me, to help you on the journey, and what a beautiful journey it's been. And, you are a huge inspiration, and I really feel that the message is going to help people, help other women believe in themselves to take that step and not wait. The investment's really worth it. Whether it's me or whether it's, someone else, just find someone that you can reach out to get the support and help that you deserve. You are worthy. And I love seeing you shine. And this definitely is your year and beyond. Is it's just going to be onwards and upwards, and enjoy. I can't wait for you to go on your trip and do all the things that you've really, wanted to do and deserve to do. So thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate you.
No worries. Thank you for just being there for me, being someone that I could trust from day one, from when we were working, figuring out if we could work together or not. So to be able to trust someone who I didn't know from anything was big for me. But I can't thank you enough for the healing that happened in that time.
Yeah, thank you. My pleasure. It was a real honor, to be honest. And I'm starting to get a little bit emotional about that. So well, I love I love that I can do that, and it really, really, inspires me to keep doing what I do, and because I do love what I do, and there's days that it can be challenging, business, and that can be challenging. So hearing that just does, really help me to want to keep going, to be able to help more people. So thank you so much. And I know it's late down there as well, so thank you for staying up and sharing your beautiful story.
I can put the rest of my pajamas on soon.
Yeah, that's the joys of online, isn't it? That you can. It's okay up here.
That's right. Down below the desk, lady, there's just pajamas.
Yeah, exactly. Kat's just saying thank you, Belinda, for opening up and all that very best for your future. So
thank you, Kat. Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching in. Those that have been on, thank you for your support. And if you know of anyone that will benefit from, hearing Belle's story. Sorry, Belinda. Belle. Can't get used to that. Belle's story, and would like some help, please reach out. I'm here to support, and have an awesome night, and see you soon. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.